The distress beacon had gone dead over 3 hours ago. Vorn moved at the front of his hunting pack, slipping through the crystalline forests of Therosa, prime with lethal intent. The bioluminescent undergrowth glowed beneath their paws as 12 Kethri hunters advanced like living shadows. They were apex predators across 17 worlds, claws sharpened by war, fangs tempered by generations of conquest, and now 3 of their young were missing. Human settlement came into view like a scar carved into the glowing. Wilderness prefab shelters clustered around a wide clearing, primitive structures by galactic standards. Vorn's lips curled, exposing serrated fangs. Humans, the newest arrivals to the interstellar. Stage barely a century past their first FTL. Jump already spreading across frontier worlds like an unchecked infestation. The last transmission from the missing cubs had been nothing but screams, weapon fire, and static. The trail led directly to this settlement. Surround the perimeter, Vorn growled, his voice a subsonic rumble that vibrated in the ribs of every warrior present. No survivors. The pack moved instantly. 12 towering hunters, 3 meters of muscle, steel-hard tendons, and midnight fur that swallowed the moonlight. Their claws could puncture hull plating. Their jaws could tear through armor. A settlement this small wouldn't last 5 minutes. Heat signatures glowed on Vorn's visor 23. Humans barricaded inside the largest cabin. They were preparing to fight, good Vorn thought. Let them taste fear. He raised a claw to signal the attack and froze. A scent drifted across the night. Wind, familiar, impossible. His cub's Vorn's eyes flared bright amber. He raised a clenched fist, halting the attack. Confused murmurs rippled through the warriors, but none dared break discipline, following the scent. Vorn approached the central dwelling alone, senses sharpened to razor edge. The door stood open, warm lamplight bleeding into the night. Inside breathing, human, slow, calm, and beneath it. Gentle chirps.cubs.vorn squeezed himself inside. Ducking his massive frame, the human cabin was cluttered tools, datapads, clothing, half-empty food containers. And in the middle of the room sat a man in a worn chair, a human male. He didn't reach for a weapon, didn't flinch, just watched as 3 tons of predator entered his home, and on his chest, curled in a warm heap of fur and tiny, claustry Kethri cubs slept soundly. Vorn stopped. Breathing, Reka. Thin, little Myra, alive, safe, resting peacefully on the chest of this exhausted human. Rising and falling with each breath he took, Mira's injured leg was wrapped in clean bandages. Reka drooled on the human's shirt. Then twitched in a dream. They were terrified, the man said softly. Found them caught in an old survey trap about 6 kilometers west. His voice was rough, exhausted. The little girl's leg was hurt. Took hours before she let me touch her. Her siblings tried to protect her. Brave little things. Vorn's claws scraped the floor involuntarily. The cubs didn't wake. I sent a beacon, the man continued, nodding toward a console. Didn't know your language, so I rigged a basic translator.
Graphs.
Food, shelter, help coming. Attack transmission suddenly made sense. It wasn't an attack. It was a human desperately trying to communicate. They ate half my freezer, the man added with a tired smile. Raw meat, mostly. Everything's safe for them. He let out a breath, and then Mira started crying again. Pain. So I sat down, and she climbed on top of me. The other 2 joined. They've been asleep an hour. I didn't want to wake them. The human looked about 50-lined face, worn clothes, calloused hands of a laborer, not a soldier, and his eyes held no fear, only compassion. The rest of your pack is outside, he said matter-of-factly. I understand why you came. He met Vorn's eyes directly among Kethri. That meant challenge. From a human, it meant honesty. I had a daughter once, he murmured. She's grown now, but I remember what it was like when she depended on me. Every instinct inside. Vorn twisted. Humans were troublemakers. Unpredictable. Dangerous. The Galactic Council had warned them about Earth's species repeatedly, and yet, this human had saved his children. Vorin slowly lowered himself onto the floor. The motion woke Reka, who blinked groggily, then chirped in delight. "Father." The cubs tumbled off the human's chest and barreled into Vorin. Burying him under fur in squeaks of joy, the alpha terror of 17 worlds, let them knock him over. The human stood, legs stiff from hours of stillness, and stepped back to give them space. Vorin examined each cub carefully. Myra's bandages were expertly wrapped. The others were exhausted but unharmed, alive, safe. Because of this human, Vorin rose, cubs clinging to his fur, and faced the man. They stared at each other, 2 worlds, 2 histories, 2 instincts meeting in fragile understanding. Then Vorin bowed his head. A gesture no K3 Alpha had ever given a human. "You have my gratitude," he rumbled. "And my oath. The K3 owe you a life debt, Elias Core. Call my name, and we will answer." The man blinked, genuinely surprised, then nodded slightly. "Just glad they're okay. They're good kids. You've done well raising them." Outside, the pack tensed as their alpha emerged with the cubs. They saw the bandages, saw the relief, and slowly, understanding washed through them. Vorin looked back once more. Elias stood in the doorway, hand raised in a simple, peaceful farewell. Vorin returned the gesture in K3 fashion. Then he led his pack into the glowing forest. The cubs chattering excitedly about the strange, gentle human who had saved them, behind them. Elias closed his door and collapsed onto his couch, exhausted after 7 unmoving hours. Tomorrow, he would have to explain to the Colony Council why a K3 warpack had surrounded the settlement, and then walked away. But tonight, he slept dreaming of his daughter, and knowing 3 alien children were safe in their home.